Hi there, everybody. Welcome back to FM Projects. The focus that we have today here is on Lee Jin-young, who's one of our defensive midfielders. Comes in to us from Daegu. We paid 5.5 million renminbi for him, which is a little bit under, actually, look at that, 4 million renminbi, my apologies. That's probably around like, 750, 800,000 US dollars or so. He comes in as one of our leading star players, a real strong talent, a lot of good very positive aspects for him. And of course, as you can see, he's got that little baby face, 21 years old only, and is an excellent player for us and has played quite well for us so far. He's going to become a great star here in Yenji. And here we are taking on Jiangsu. Now, there's nothing wrong with your screen that says Jiangsu there in Chinese. The person who created this database that I've been using is Chinese, and clearly saw nothing wrong with writing that way. Jiangsu Suning, by the way, is a Chinese club that won the Chinese Super League Championship in 2020 and then went bankrupt in early 2021 before they had the chance to defend themselves. But as you can see here in this world, they still exist. So back in goal, once again, we have Wu Ping as Zhang Yan is not quite out of his injury. Zhang Yan, by the way, is not our first choice goalkeeper. That would be Hou Yu. He's going to be out for another 2 weeks. Dutra over there on the left side again. Ye Jie, one of the squad leaders, playing the back along with Quinn. Quinn is Aidan Quinn is from Scotland, I believe. Young phenom. Huang Jianwei there on the right side. Lee Jin-young, who we just met there, and he's going to be accompanied by Paul Wade, a new signing that we have from France. We have the Mexican Rico back up here along with Goi Rovaglia, the Italian wonder kid, along with Gao Yang, and here we go. And we'll see how we do here in this match. I have very high hopes for us. We'll see what Jiangsu is like, if they're anything close to the championship team that they were a few years ago. And whether they're champions or not doesn't really matter because they've got nobody here in the stadium. We're down here in Nanjing. I've never been to the stadium, but I've been to the city of Nanjing actually several times. I've lived there twice and know the city fairly well. But never really had the chance to go over to the stadium and see what things are like. As you can see, we have the ad boards removed again, which is a key. I have the game back here set on automatic graphics settings after having some problems that you saw in the most recent matches. We'll see if this works or not, and we'll kind of go on from here. If we have problems, I'll just send it back down. You'll have to bear with me for a second. Quinn back over to Wade, and then over to Lee Jin-young. Back to Ye Jie. Over to Wade again, and I'm probably saying his name wrong as we move it over to Guoyi, over to Dutra back there on the side, and I can see that we are having some difficulty graphically speaking, so we are going to move ourselves back over to medium graphic settings and see if that helps take care of a little bit of that stutter and flicker. Some weird things happening with FM23 here in the sort of not even the early days anymore, kind of the middle of its game life, where certain updates came through and have done some graphical havoc on numerous people's computers. Now, this computer that I've set up is not really the ideal computer to run Football Manager. As I mentioned before, this is a 2019 iMac 27-inch, which runs the Linux quite well, but if I were going to make a computer to play Football Manager, I could probably make a cheaper computer that plays the game better. Lee Jin-young now, with that pass up to Rico with the cross to Rovaglia, and that's really not a great cross by Rico. Surprised that wasn't offsides. I think he just barely beat the offsides trap by a second. Lee Jin-young now having a star quality game over to Wade, back to Guoyi over to Dutra, and he's got his man up there, and instead he throws it to kicks it to Gao Yang. Looks like he throws it to him. I'm thinking in terms of basketball. I was out playing basketball late last night, which is some of the cause for my own tiredness. Huang Jinwei takes the corner, misses. Rovaglia, however, is there for the rebound and scores. Not the corner, but the penalty. And this is what happens when you're playing basketball till 11 o'clock at night. Huang Jinwei really needs to do better with that penalty. Good save by the keeper, but we wind up with the 1-0 lead in the end. Now Guoyi with it in a favorable position. Back over to Rico and back to Ye Jie, and Ye Jie just sort of lumps it forward and it hits the top of the goal. I guess somebody had a foot on it. I didn't see that, but it's a goal kick for us anyway, and Dutra gets the kick over. Looking for Quinn, doesn't quite get him. Quinn is tall, but doesn't have quite the heading I think that he needs. He's young and will develop it over time. Even with the graphics setting down, I can hear the fans coming on with this computer as we're continuing to have difficulty. And Jiangsu is sort of kicking the ball all around us, and that's a really bad play by Quinn. Own goal, hits the back of his foot, and there's very little he can do about it. One wonders if we had a goalkeeper in goal who has a little bit more talent, if we could have prevented that from happening. That means that that was a nice cross, but there was nobody there. That's the first goal that we've given up this season. Poor Wu Ping is probably going to feel sorry for himself for that one, and this is likely going to be the last match that he starts for us, unless there's some sort of petition in the comment section to keep him in. A little cross there goes nowhere. Wen Chunyu, the goalkeeper for Jiangsu, is able to get to that. Quinn hits it back over, and then back over to Lee Jin-young to Wade, and then over to Gao Yang. Gao Yang is injured, scores the easy goal. We're going to take him off here once we get to the half. It looks like he can keep going. Gao Yang with a very, very easy goal there. Very good positioning, and the Jiangsu defense is not looking great at all. In fact, I'm kind of wondering why in the world it is that it's taking us this long to score two. But no matter, no worries. As long as we're ahead, that's all that we care about. Now, there's a question of offsides here, and nope, they have a defender there, Wang Lin is his name, who was just a little bit too far forward, and that's what allows us to get away with it. By the way, no shots on target for Jiangsu, and yet they have a goal. Thanks to that cross that hit off of Quinn's back foot. I am pleased with the number of shots we've taken. I'm not pleased with the fact that Gao Yang is injured. And we're going to put Kim Kung-jin back on, our North Korean goalie. Kwang Jin-wei having a bad game. I had a feeling that he was going to have a bad game. We need to get more support there on that fullback side on the right. Wu Ping not really having a good game either. And so it is. This is what happens when you have some of these players that have difficulty with consistency or with big matches and some of these other things that can really be killers for you. It's okay that we'll deal with them as we need to now, because it's only going to get better from us here on out. Juninho now, and you can see that the problems that we're having with this stuttering at the graphics are not really caused by the graphics themselves as much as by whatever it is the game's doing in the background. There is Kim Kung-jin. As soon as he comes on, scores his third goal of the season, and that's waved off for offsides. Is that? Nope. They're waving it off for offsides. Nothing here on the bottom tells you that. I was going to say he was offside. It was pretty obvious. Offside by at least a yard. But so much for that. It was a good effort, though, and we'll see if he gets another one. Rovaglia up now, over to Goi, and he's hammered, and there's no call, and there's got to be a penalty coming, and nothing comes out of that at all. Wade now over, and can't find Rico. Goi now. Goi back to Wade, over to Rovaglia, and over to Lee Jin-young, who takes a shot from range. He knows that this is his episode, and not able to do very much with that, unfortunately, but it was a good shot. It was a good try. And here we are again, winning the ball in midfield. Rovaglia now over to Lee Jin-young. Lee Jin-young has got Rico, and Rico's going to score. Rico should score that goal because he's got the entire far side of the net wide open. I'm not entirely sure why he decided to just hit the ball straight at the keeper. Look at this. He's got all of the space over here, all of the space that he wants, and there's nobody on him. All he has to do is take another step and get a good angle and get a shot off, and instead he decides to just sort of pop it forward. Again, he's young. We'll learn this eventually. Beautiful pass from the North Korean to find Rovaglia, who just barely misses that shot. That's the sort of thing that he was doing yesterday too in that episode. Mr. Kim is very, very good at finding the open man there on offense. These great little threading passes that are really quite remarkable and quite impressive. Still, though, only a 2-1 lead for us, though we've been dominating in this game. We are dominating the ball in midfield there. Quinn with the nice clearance, but it doesn't go far enough. Now Dutra gets that clearance out, and then Lee Jin-young takes another shot from range, and not much happening there. I agree with the commentary there at the bottom. He deserved a goal, but it just wasn't in the offing, unfortunately. And I'm looking quickly at fatigue. It doesn't look like we have anybody who's too hampered, though, at the moment. We're going to keep these boys in. We clear the corner, although Mr. Kim does not have a great clearance there on that particular attempt. And, boy, they're in. Lee Yanchang is in there with nobody guarding him, and you've got to wonder about potential offsides, and it looks like nothing's coming. And let's see what happened here. No, it's just a poor play there by Quinn, who's not having a good game. We may need to take him off. All right, let's see here. So the first thing we want to do is we want to do a little shout, and we want to we're going to try to encourage the team. And let's see what we can do here. So Quinn, as far as the rating is concerned, looks like he's doing well, but he, in my opinion, is not having a particularly good game. I've got to blame him for these goals that are not going our way. We're going to put Torres back in and see what we can do with him. And we'll move on from there. Because that was kind of a ridiculous defensive play from him. Wu Ping, by the way, having a bad day at goal. And as I said before, this is probably going to be his last game in goal for us, probably for the rest of his career. I don't really see myself playing with a low self-belief goalie again. Not with all the stuff that we have on the line and all the money that we have. And Jiangsu, though, with the ball here and continuing on the attack. And, boy, you thought the season would be easy, wouldn't you? Didn't you? Wu Ping able to make the stop there, safe hands from him, but boy, that was that's enough to give you a pause. And Lee Jin-young is injured, and that is a problem. Tong Jen's going to come on for him. We have a number of defensive midfielders coming in as well. We're going to have more than enough to provide some backing for him. But Lee Jin-young hopefully is not going to be out of business for too long. We need his strength and his quality there in the middle. Rovaglia now. Rovaglia's got a man, doesn't see him, and just simply loses possession. And this isn't looking so good, guys. Here's Tongjen now, and Tongjen has got Rico, and Rico doesn't know where the net is. That was well done. That was a very, very good pass from Tongjen. And Rico is just, I mean, it's like he doesn't know where he is on the pitch. Anyway. As I said before, he's young. Maybe this is a temporary thing. And fortunately, that one goes wide because that was a very, very dangerous position for Jiangsu to be in. Here we are in a dangerous position of our own with Rovaglia back to Dutra. And Dutra finds Wade back to Rovaglia. And that's not bothering anybody. That shot is deflected off of the foot of the Jiangsu defender. And onwards and upwards we go. We've had an XG of almost 3 in this game. We should be scoring another goal. And I'm not seeing much from this team, unfortunately. And I'm pretty upset about this. This is a game that we should be winning handedly. That was our goalie there with a sort of ill-advised attempt to keep that one going. Here we go. Tongjen now with it back to Juninho over to Wade. And we'll see if we have enough time to make something happen. Rovaglia now over to Guoi. Guoi doesn't have anybody there supporting him at all. It just takes a shot from a really strange angle. Not really all that well advised. 6 minutes of injury time here. It tells you what kind of match it's been. Wade now over to Mr. Kim, who wisely knocks it back out to reset things. He's a good player, the North Korean. There's Guoi with the header. Finally, we have wingers who figure out where that goal is. 3-2 now, but we have more than enough time for Jiangsu to make a comeback if they won. And I'm a little bit worried here. So you can see there, Juninho making the cross from far away. And, I mean, we have more than enough guys there in the box to do whatever we want with it. Just fortunate, I suppose, that Guoi was able to get that one down and get that one on target. We deserve more than this in this match, but it looks like it's going to be a 3-2 victory, and that's the way that it ends. And so it is for this match, and if you enjoyed that, as always, please hit the like button, subscribe for more videos. We'll have videos for you every day. Leave me a comment below, let me know what you think, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.